Welcome to the final episode of Intentional Gaming. Thanks for making this series awesome. I wanted to wrap with intentional living because the whole point of this series is just to talk about things I've learned as I have approached gaming and my hobbies with, a microscope the last year and a half, trying to be more intentional with my time and just make sure I'm having fun and enjoying the things that I'm doing. As free time becomes less and less as you get older, you want to make sure that you're putting your free time and energy into stuff that is rewarding, that is enriching, that is good, and how that fits in with your life. We've covered a bunch in the series: the feelings test, being patient with releases, taking breaks, and replaying games. And that all points to a bigger idea, something bigger than games, the idea of living with intention. Your time is your most valuable resource. You can always go out, make more money. You can't go make more time. And when you really zoom out and realize that, it can change how you see everything. Your hobbies, like gaming. Games are awesome, but they're just one piece of the pie. And I am willing to bet that every single one of you watching has a bunch of different hobbies and interests, and you're all unique, and you bring something unique to the table. And that's why it's important to remember living intentionally is about choosing how you spend your attention, instead of letting an algorithm, hype, or somebody else's hot take decide that for you. You know, last year around this time, an article came out that Epos and I highlighted in one of the first episodes of the DualCom podcast. People are spending more time watching games than actually playing them. And I've thought about this now for a year, and that really bothers me. I understand it, don't get me wrong. The practical, use case makes a ton of sense. We all have a phone in our pocket for the most part. Your job, or maybe you're at school, you're in front of a screen most of the time, and it is just so easy to consume content continually. It is. And I mean, there's irony here because you're watching me on YouTube right now, so I get it. But if you aren't enjoying gaming and you're watching other people play more than you're actually playing the hobby, doesn't that raise some concern or red flags or some thoughts, right? It hit me really hard because I've been there as well. I've had seasons of life where I just leave YouTube or a Twitch stream on in the background all day long. This is probably a decade ago. I really haven't watched Twitch streams in probably 5 or 6 years. It's just not been that interesting to me. But I do get it. There were stages of my life where I was pretty lonely, and throwing a stream on was really nice. It felt like part of that community feeling, like you were in the room. It was cozy. It was easier to get through the workday or whatever because you were just soaking some stuff up. And there's nothing wrong with that unless it's preventing you, right, from growing, from finding that community, from getting out there and doing stuff. So keep that in mind. But you gotta interact with the hobby in order to know if you like the hobby. If all we do is consume, we stop creating. And I'm not just talking about content. If you just soak up other people's opinions, I do feel like we stop forming our own. If streams or social media become a substitute for real community, you move further away from what you're really looking for. And I don't say that to dunk on anybody. I get it. I've done it. For a lot of people, leaving content on all day feels like company, like having somebody in the room. But it's not. It's not solving that root problem. If you're stuck, endless consumption will not fix that. It will prolong it. It's really hard to seek out connection, to find a community, a friend, a group, whatever it is, local if you can, online if you can't. I mean, like an actual online buddy, right? It has to be real. And when you engage with a hobby yourself instead of watching other people's opinions and content on it all the time, you start to make up your own thoughts. You can start to share that with other people. The more you consume, honestly, the way the internet works now, the less fun most hobbies become. Think about it. If you spend all day watching streams, by the time you finally sit down to play, you're probably already burnt out on the thing that you were supposed to enjoy. You've spent all day kind of orbiting the hobby without ever actually doing it. And gaming is unique because it has a feeling to it. It's not the same as listening to music or watching a movie or a show. The way a game feels cannot necessarily be conveyed just by watching somebody else playing it. That's the really cool intrinsic part of mechanics and why a game could look terrible but feel amazing and be super duper fun. And that's why intentionality matters so much. More doing, less consuming, more creating, less echoing, more connecting, less numbing. And all of this can stretch way beyond games. Episode 1, the feelings test. That works with social media or even at work. After scrolling something on your phone, ask yourself, do I feel better or worse right now? And you already know the answer. Patient gaming. It's the same thing as patient living. You don't have to chase every trend. You don't have to buy every shiny new thing. Take your time, save up, and invest in what matters to you. Breaks, same deal. Rest days in fitness, unplugging from screens, giving yourself permission to just be. And replays. Going back to the stuff you already know you love, books, places, routines, whatever. There's nothing wrong with returning to things that are good for you. 2 books I really like that fit into all of this. Cal Newport's Deep Work is all about protecting your focus and diving deep into what matters. And then James Clear's Atomic Habits is about stacking up small, intentional choices that compound over time. For me, something as simple as jotting a note in a journal or making a list at the start of the day works like a mini feelings test outside of gaming. It's just a way to check in and steer things intentionally. At the end of the day, gaming is just the lens that I've been using with this series, but the bigger picture is life. Are you living it intentionally, or are you just floating along on autopilot? Because it's really hard right now to be on autopilot. The way all of these algorithms work in all corners of our world, they're going to steer you towards just being miserable. Controversy and drama go to the top, and the more you consume, the more you see that stuff. And there is no way, if you're just consuming it all the time, to not feel that mood. And that's why if you just go and do the hobby and maybe disconnect a little bit from the phone, from the screen, from the streams, from even my YouTube videos, whatever, right? Go do the thing and create your own thoughts. That can be absolutely game changing. I'm a huge proponent of share your thoughts online. There's never been more ways than ever to create content, write a blog. You could share screenshots. You could create YouTube content. You could create shorts, whatever you want to do. There's something awesome with that. Even if it's just a friend group, that's one of the best ways possible. Play a game, take screenshots, share it with your friends through Discord, talk about it together. Choose to connect. Don't isolate and just consume. Live with intention. Don't just drift. So thanks for watching. This was a ton of fun. Thanks for letting me do this weird series. Thanks for supporting the channel over the last year and a half, as I've had a total shift in the way that I view this hobby and every other hobby that I've been doing as I get older here. This will be the last episode of the series for now. Maybe we do a season 2 down the road, but I feel like I'm out of ideas. Like, this is just about everything I've learned, I think, in the last year and a half. And I don't have any of this figured out. I could be completely wrong, literally on all points of this. I would love to hear your thoughts on intentional living, intentional gaming, just trying to approach hobbies with a bit more intention. That would be really cool. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day. If you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe, all the YouTube things, and I'll see you again in the next one.